Okay, so I'm going to be talking about, sorry guys, okay. I'm doing another podcast today about something that I feel like a lot of people suffer from, which is bullying. So, first, we're going to go from the bully's point of view. If you bully somebody because you're hurt and you need to see somebody else go through that because you need to relate or something, there's so many other ways you could handle that. And if you went through pain that hurt you, you should not want others to have to go through that pain. And that's what you're doing by bullying. So if that's what's happening, your pain is not an excuse. Like, I feel sorry for you, but it's also not an excuse to make somebody else feel that way. It's not funny. It's not cool. It doesn't make you any of a better person. So, and if you're somebody who is a bystander to bullying, or hangs out with bullies, you need to realize that there's 2 gossipers, you'll become the 3rd. 2 bullies, you'll become the 3rd. 2, if you hang out with 2 popular people, you'll become the 3rd. So you need to pick wisely who you're with, or if you see somebody bullying, you need to realize that they're only going to be that age and in that place probably one time in their lives. You're only going to be in 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, one time in your life. You're only going to be one age, one time in your life. Usually, a lot of experiences are something that you go through once in life. So, you need to realize that everybody deserves to have a good experience doing that. And that person's gonna look back someday and wish that they could have changed the way that things were done. And, you need to be aware of what you're saying to people, because you need to. And if you're somebody who's going through bullying and you're being bullied, please just realize that it'll all be okay. And it's just, bullying's a terrible thing. And I'm actually going to give you guys an example with this paper real quick. So if you see this paper, you're ugly, you're fat, you're dumb, nobody loves you, nobody cares about you. Just keep saying all these terrible things that crumple up this paper, right? Now I'm going to say, I'm sorry, paper. You're going to apologize to it, okay? You keep saying sorry. You keep trying to fix it. Look at this paper. The paper is still hurt. And no matter what you say to try to fix things, this paper right here is never going to be the same. This paper is damaged, and it will be forever. And will it get better over time if I keep straightening it? Yes. It will get better. But look at that, just still damaged. So I think people need to be aware of that. And if somebody's saying something to you, it's so hard not to believe it. If somebody tells you every day the person you love is going to die, if somebody tells you that every day, you're probably going to start thinking, oh no, this person is going to die. It's the same thing. If you call someone fat every day, you call somebody ugly every day, they're going to believe it. They're going to look in the mirror and they're going to think, wow, I really am fat, or I really am ugly. And it's not fair, because nobody deserves that. Nobody should have to go through that. And it's not okay. It's not. It's really not. So, but you also need to realize that if you're somebody who's being bullied, get yourself help. And if you can't, then I'm sorry, because the one thing that I am going to say is never, ever hurt yourself for others. If you're a people pleaser, you need to realize that you need to please yourself before you please everybody else. And you need to love who you are on the inside before you love who you are on the outside. And if you're a people pleaser, you need to please yourself before you can please everybody else. And put your needs first, because you matter and we love you. And you need to treat yourself like you are somebody and stop treating yourself like you're nobody, because you are loved and you're cared for. And never ever try to hurt yourself, or never try to, if you ever feel like you want to try to end it, just realize that the pain is temporary, okay? So that's temporary pain and a permanent solution. Once you do it, you can't ever go back. You won't get the chance and far from now, you won't get the chance to live the life you wanted to be. Your mother, that mom you loved, that best friend that you had, they will lose you, their favorite person. And you have a reason to keep going. So never ever use a permanent solution for temporary pain. And just keep going and trying. Never ever try to give up on yourself or anybody else. And if you're here now, you have something to live for. You do. You live for your future. You live for your family. If you don't have that kind of family, that kind of friends, that kind of environment, then just please realize that it will get better. And everything happens for a reason. And if you're saying, like, what's the reason? Not everything happens for a reason. You'll see. If you get bullied right now, 20 years from now, do you think that so if you get bullied now, if you get called something every day, no, I'm not saying it's okay at all. If you get bullied every single day, though, then when you're older and something comes past, you know how to be ready for it, and it makes you stronger. Like so many people have once said, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And just, yeah, that's mainly what I was leaning towards trying to say. And it's try not to let them win. If you are being bullied and you show the other people that you're upset, they're winning. And they're thinking, we won. That's what we want them to do. And as hard as it is to not care and to not be upset or to not cry, I know. I've been bullied before, and I know. It's hard. It's really, really hard not to be upset. But at the same time, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. But it's never okay to suffer in silence. And that's not what I'm saying you should do. I'm saying that you should just be like, okay, and just okay to everything and be upset about it later. Be upset about it with somebody else. And so I think that's all for our podcast. But remember, I love you and you're here for a reason.